What's up guys, it's Blade Lore, and today we're going to be taking a look at a very special knife, at least for me, and that is my very first fixed blade I ever got, the Gerber Ultimate Survival Knife. So as you can tell, this is not a new knife. It's got a lot of love put into it, and I've taken some things off of the kind of survival stuff that came with it. We'll look into all of that. Right now I just kind of want to look at the sheath while talking about the kind of the knife. So I got this knife when I first came back. My dad knew I was really into the Rambo movies, so he got me kind of a Rambo style knife. Well, he also wanted to make sure it was a good survival knife, and he trusted Gerber, and that's kind of where I started getting into knives. He taught me about tangs and all that with this knife and different things you can do with it. He taught me some survival stuff. It was a very fun camping trip when I came home. So as you can tell, the sheath has kind of different areas to clip it. I've always just kind of holstered it in my belt here. It's got this strap right here to take the knife out, and then has another strap to kind of take that part of the sheath out, and then it has another strap to completely remove this. You can see this area screws because that's where a kind of signal mirror and sharpening stone was, but that is in the pouch of this knife. So yeah, it would just be screwed like this. You take the knife on top and you remove it, and there's a signal mirror at the bottom. But I put that in a different survival kit because this is my go-to survival knife now. But for a while, this was the only survival Rambo knife I had. So we're gonna take it outside and you'll get a closer look at the knife and some of the other contents it came with. So see you guys in a minute. All right, here's the knife. Take it out of the sheath. It's kind of like a friction sheath, so you don't really need the strap, but I keep the strap anyway, so take it out. Here it is. I don't know how well you can tell, but there's a lot of marks on it. The edge kind of has some rolls on it. I've touched it up a few times. The tip is kind of gone, but it's got this nice kind of like hammer, meat tenderizer looking thing at the back, which could come in handy. I love the grip on it. I like a lot of things about this knife. It's a good knife, especially if you're planning on getting your kid like a certain survival knife. I'd recommend this. Put that down. It also comes with a ferro rod. In my last video, well, my last knife review, I put this in the survival kit. I decided to put this back because I just had issues with this, and I'll place the other ferro rod. But I do, again, like the grip on this as well. The knife has this sharpened spine right here. It's got this little fire thing, so all you do is take that and you strike the ferro rod, and yeah. So we're not going to do a sharpness test for once because, again, this edge is kind of destroyed, so there won't be much. But we will do survival stuff like batoning, chopping, and trying those serrated edges. So catch you guys in a minute. All right, I want to go somewhere shadier, so that's why we're doing it here. The knife stabs still pretty well. We're going to just baton different pieces of wood. So we got this. And let me kind of move this into frame more. We'll start at the top. One thing I'm curious about batoning is kind of these serrated edges at the bottom. I don't know how well that's going to work, but it should be fine. See how well it curls as well. So even with the destroyed edge, it's curling pretty well. Let's try the serrated edge. So a lot of the curls are flying away, but here's some of them. So it can curl pretty good. Chopping. Still has a bite to it even after all these years of abuse. I might get it professionally touched up. I guess we can try batoning a little more. I might get a bigger piece of wood. Something like this. There's a nail there, so we're gonna kind of try to baton away. Might use this out of the way so we just have better structure. Okay. I can move that nail out of the way. I heard this was full tang. Not too sure. There we go. Hit it on. Oh, there's this little cool area that I kind of want to chop. No, well, it can't stick because again the tip's there, but there we go. So we're gonna take it out in the woods a little bit. We're gonna see what tests we can do with this. All right, I don't want to waste any time. We've already done the standard stuff. This is more like kind of a torture test now, not really. So let's start kind of chopping here. These are chops earlier, so we're gonna chop here. Let's try this sawed serration part. I've actually used this saw a lot. That's about the only use I've done with this knife recently. So I don't know how well you can tell, but it's sawing. Okay. I would add that there was a paracord lanyard with a whistle that's lost gone somewhere in these woods. I like the handle. It helps kind of absorb the shock. There we go. I kind of tried chopping away from where I did the other chopping test, so it chops well, but probably chopped better when it was still brand new. Next thing I want to try, because I remember doing this a lot when I was younger, at first I had this knife, was throwing. So see how it works. It sticks, but again, because that tip is basically non-existent, it won't like hold in there. I want to try chopping stuff here. Saw a lizard that's kind of moving out of the way. He's like hiding in there. Okay, he's gone. So we're gonna chop just kind of this rotting wood. Kind of pry it. I put this knife through a lot of abuse, so it can handle it. I'm getting termites all over me though. Yeah, that's good. All right, what I want to do next is tire stabs. I don't know what this can do with this non-existent tip, but let's see. So actually, it's stabbing pretty good. So I'm gonna see how well it cuts. These are the stab marks. With that. So it, yeah, can stab pretty good. Additionally, I don't have the cordage for this on me, but it's got these 2 holes so you can tie to like a stick or a spear, you know, if you want to feel like John Rambo, I guess. But speaking of sticks, I kind of want to see how well this can sharpen it even with all this abuse. It seems to hold an edge pretty well. I just really abuse mine, like I would pry rocks and all that, and like, so it's got this nasty gash kind of here. I don't know how well you can pick it up, but yeah, this knife has been through a lot and it's still holding up. There's no blade play, so I think it is a full tang. That's what my dad said. So let's see if we can find any sticks to sharpen. All right, this seems good enough. So it's not the best sharpener, at least for sticks. I mean, it's doing the job, but again, it's more my fault. I abuse the crap out of this edge. But let's try an end that hasn't been like... So now we're just kind of doing deep arcing basically, which, let's try this serrated edge, maybe that'll work. So it's all right at like carving and kind of whittling. Again, more my fault. This edge isn't brand new. So yeah, if it had a like factory edge, it probably would have done the job better. I remember doing the job better, but again, that's my fault. This isn't a brand new knife, but it's a knife that I love and have been able to use a lot. All right, back home, I got a couple knives I want to compare this to, starting with one that looks similar in terms of like the serrations and the blade and kind of the size, the SOG Seal Pup. So the Seal Pup is a little smaller. It's got more of a clip point kind of thing. This is more of a drop point. But these serrations, it's probably better to do it like this, look very similar. I feel like this one kind of has a better grip because I just cleaned this and I like the grip on this, but when it's wet, it feels really slimy kind of. This feels good even when wet. So I also feel like the steel quality probably on this is better. This is Oz 8. This is probably some stainless steel. Let's see if it says it. No. Probably said it on the box, but the box is long gone. So that's one of them. Next up, I have kind of my current survival knife I use, which is somewhat similar, kind of more in color of the handle, sort of. Not really, actually. And that is this kind of bayonet I bought off Amazon. This knife is a little more expensive, but this knife kind of keeps an edge better. But I also don't abuse the crap out of this as I did this, so I don't know. But the serrations on this are definitely more useful than this, but this one's bigger, meaner, and I don't know. I like the grip on this more. When this has gotten wet, it doesn't be all slimy, nasty, but I think that's also because this thing's old. So probably this is gonna rot eventually. It's like rubber or something. I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions on how to like preserve this or cure it, let me know. Right now, the handle feels fine. It's just when it's wet. And for a while, it did have this weird slimy feeling. Next up, I'm gonna put these to the side. I'm gonna grab one more kind of, well, no, we have one more after this, but I kind of want to compare it to my custom survival knife. I don't use this, but I have definitely kind of used parts of this kit for this for a while. And this is kind of my Korea tribute knife. I got this when it came out of Korea. This is just kind of like a tribute to kind of a knife I wanted in Korea, never got. But yeah, the blade's definitely bigger, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the blade's almost as big as this entire knife. I feel like this knife would be more practical and more durable. This one, hollow handle. I still got to work on this tang, but this is more of just a shelf piece. We're going to put that to the side. And finally, one more knife. I know, we're almost done. Just hang in there. So I mentioned that I got this knife because I always wanted a Rambo knife. Ever since I saw the movie First Blood, I got into knives, and now we're going to compare it to my unofficial custom First Blood knife. This is definitely more expensive than this, especially if you add in like all the custom stuff I had to do to it. The blade is far larger. The saw teeth on this work pretty well. I think these work just a little bit more, but these saw teeth are good. This one holds an edge better, but again, I haven't abused it. I feel like this tip would break if I beat it up too much. It's like really thin. This tip only broke because I abused the crap out of it, but it's also thicker than this knife. Well, this knife is actually thicker. This one's more lightweight. This one's really heavy, especially with that butt cap. But yeah, that's kind of my survival knives throughout the years, I guess. I don't know. Some of them I use, some of them I haven't used. The Sog Seal Pup I have not used in the field at all. I plan to eventually, but right now it's just kind of a gift from my brother. But these are kind of all the survival knives. I don't know why this pair frame's here. This is the only other Gerber knife I have, so I guess these pair well together. But that was just in my pocket that I took out. But yeah, let me guys know what you think. Would you get this for, like, I don't know, someone starting out with survival stuff? I mean, this was my first survival knife I ever got. I would recommend this, especially to dads who are trying to get their kids into survival, want to teach them stuff. This is a relatively safe knife. It teaches you the basics, and it's helped me a lot, and it's durable. So yeah, I'm Blade Lore. Thank you for watching, and comment down below kind of what your favorite survival knife is.